many times over. You will think, why is it that they can buy when in fact my salary is higher than them? You know what I mean? So where do they get the money? Really? And the houses are mansions. I'm not kidding, David. Their houses are mansions. So
they're gonna check out, Anna. They're not gonna take anything with them. So
that's also the case.
Yeah, they can accumulate all the wealth they want. When the final day comes in, they're gonna check out and go out as they came in with nothing. So
that is also.
If it were up to me, I will know what the punishment will be. My community knows where I stand on this. This, by the way, reminds me of what President Xi said once, and I'm paraphrasing here. He said that if you want to be rich, don't work in the government. If you want to be rich, don't work in the government.
That's really true, because in the government, you're supposed to be a public servant. David, right?
Hello, welcome back to my channel, OFW Good Vibes Studio.
I am hoping one day to visit Philippines and go and see with my own eyes in Manila and so forth. So, and this, just to conclude all this, Anna, now I'm getting to the point of saying maybe when Marcos Jr. was running and won the elections, I have high hopes that he's not going to pursue the same path like his father. And again, I am not pointing fingers. I am providing the facts. So the fact that we all know about Imelda Marcos, you all know, I don't know if you guys know, what was she famous for? Imelda was famous for this, right? Massive amount of shoes. What for? And to me, that's not a laughing matter. It's because the hopes were that Marcos Jr. is going to sort of save the family name by reversing the trends of corruption. I was wrong. I was hoping he will do good for his own country, but turns out to be no. He's even making it worse.
So, yes, that's also my that's actually the missing point. I mean, the Marcoses really and the Romualdes missed the point. Why they were given a chance by the Filipino people.
Yeah.
They were given a chance precisely because we thought that they will rectify the mistakes of his father. I'm not saying that everything that Marcos Sr. have done to my country are all wrong. There were also good things. However, they were known really for being a corrupt. Yeah, Marcos Sr. was really known for corruption. And it's all over the world. It's a global issue. I think the whole world knows this thing. However, our perception at that time during the 2022 election was, okay, we will give you the chance to rectify mistakes and try to correct the impression of the Filipino people and of the world that you're a family that is associated with the word corruption. And you will make your name, you will clean your name, and make the Filipino people happy, and also the Philippines, to run the country in a good way, that we'll go to that path of or trajectory of progress. That corruption will not be associated anymore with the word Marcos or the surname Marcos. Yeah. I'll be honest, I was thinking that way. That's why I supported him. Actually, I voted for him. I don't deny that. Yeah, I was one of that because Sara partnered with him. So, and I like the brand of leadership of the Dutertes. Yeah. It's work, do things. That's their brand of leadership. And so, and I was hoping that things will not be like this. But my God, what happened is it's even worse than the time of his father. To be very frank, his father was at least able to. His father was able to put up certain legacies when you talk about his reign in 20 years. There was bad things, but at least there were also good things. We have a lot of infrastructure projects that even until now you can see it in the Philippines. There were roads and bridges. And even in my province, you still have the San Juanico Bridge, which is a legacy of the father. But here, at this time, you don't have achievements. In the last 3 years, there was no achievements. Concrete achievement, really, nothing. A concrete project that he can be proud of as a president. Everything in the last 3 years is all covered and surrounded by controversy of many, many things. Foreign policy that is defective, rising prices of goods, you have the corruption massively. Everything is just bad. that I don't
Yeah.
even. What did you do in the last 3 years as president? Is you're supposed to have at least one thing. I'm even thinking at the moment. Is there one thing that he achieved as the president of the country and his administration in the last 3 years? I cannot think of anything, David, to be very frank with you. I'm sorry to the supporters of the Marcoses, but you need to encourage the president, if you support him even until this time, to at least have an achievement before his term ends. It will end, because I'm not sure if he will be continuing after then, after 2028, because
No,
they have the
no
plan
way.
to change
No
the
way.
constitution.
Or even to do the right thing, step down
Yeah,
and
that is
resign
actually a service to the country.
for the sake of the country. And
Yeah,
this
that's a service.
this is, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong. I believe now Philippines is at a conjuncture. It's at a conjuncture point where they're gonna have to decide: is it the will of the people to make it loud and clear to the president, since he has not sort of performed to the best that serves the Filipino people, to step down and let someone else take over before things gets, because it's getting in a direction where I'm seeing it. I would like to look over the horizon. I am very concerned as to what lies ahead for Philippines. So would it be right of him to do the right thing and step down?
I think so. It's a service to the country, and it's. I think he's not stupid not to see what's going on in the country. I think he can see it. It's just that I think this attitude of trying to hold on to power, to preserve your family, to preserve everything that you do, and you're afraid to be an ordinary person, is there. And I think it's also about assets and all of these things. And you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. So that is the thing. But if he really wants to do a service, an ultimate sacrifice, an ultimate service for the country, then the best thing to do with the 3 years full of controversy, full of corruption issues, and nothing achievement at all, is to step down. It's the graceful exit. And I think all Filipinos, including me, I will see him in a different light. I will tell him, oh, that's a hero in that sense, because he knows that he's not effective and he stepped down. That is actually, for me, you have so many heroes in this world who runs revolution and all this. But for me, if he will do that, I will call him, okay, you saved the country from going down the drain, and it's already in the process of going down the drain. So in a way, you really will do a service, a ultimate service for the country if you step down. Based on objective reality that his administration really have not achieved anything, and only controversy after controversy, embarrassment after embarrassment in the global community, in the international community, almost in every sector, almost in every section of policy making, of governance. I'm not kidding, David. So if I am him, I will just, okay, I think it's time for me to step down and let someone run it. That he will probably think also capable of running the whole country. And you watch from afar that your country is reversing the trajectory from going down the drain and going up. I think that's your legacy. For me, the way I see it is like that, really. But of course, that is something that is a wishful thinking, to be frank with you, David. I don't think President Marcos will have that decision, precisely because there are a lot of people around him who wants him to be up there, because they benefit a lot from him being up there. It's not actually him. It's the other people around him who's using him for their own advantage as well. And one of that is his cousin, actually.
Yeah, this guy I am not judging here, but I read some things about this guy. It's I know where I can find the information. So it's
there's a lot of information in the United States. He's actually facing a case in the United States.
Oh yeah. Because I didn't want to come across like I'm pointing fingers at him, whatever. I read enough and I found out what I need to find out. I still have my people, so I can reach out to them. But here's the thing about Marcos, quickly here, before I'll give you the last word, before I let you go, because it's too late for you, and I am very grateful that you decide to give us your time here. So it's also serving the master. And the reason I'm saying this, maybe one day you and I will get online here and do another conversation regarding foreign policy. It's
Yes,
because of
definitely.
what lies ahead
Yes.
with now Marco Rubio, the new secretary, narco. We call him in the U.S. now Narco Rubio.
Wow.
Because of it's the truth.
Yeah.
If you only know also his background and with some of the involvements in the family with the drug trafficking and so on. It's because of the foreign policy now it's going to be towards that part of the world. And that's something also of great concern to me. This is what I'm saying. It will make more sense if Marcos Jr. stepped down now before it's too late.